Well, while my computer is down, I thought that I would go rock hunting anyway, and I brought back a big bag of stuff, mostly tumbling rocks, and I thought I'd sit down in the sun here and show you what's here. So let's take a look. A lot of these I haven't even looked at, except for to pick them up and know that they were chalcedony or petrified wood, whatever, because I didn't even have my squirt bottle. I did have my squirt bottle, but it had been out in the car, and so it was frozen, so I didn't have any water. So that's why I didn't film, because I figured it wasn't going to be worth it. But that's pretty, huh? Let's see what else we've got here. Gosh, it's such a beautiful day today. It's mid-November almost, and the air is warm and the sun is shining and the wind isn't blowing too much. Let's see, how about a piece of petrified? That's pretty. Okay, so let's see what else we've got here. Oh, I got to show you one that I think is absolutely just so cool. This is a fossil, and it is probably an ammonite It's probably an ammonite fragment, and ammonites were sort of like nautiluses today. They were giant shell creatures, and they had these things called sutures in their shells, and these were to allow them to raise up and lower down in the water. And so when they fossilized, they did these cool kind of flower pattern kind of things. Isn't this just gorgeous? I was so excited when I found this one. It was really neat. This is a gigantic, this is a big chunk that I picked up, and it looks, kind of from a distance, it doesn't really look all that impressive. But if you zoom in, you can see that this is a really beautiful plume agate. Let's see if we can get a good shot there. See all those little mossy looking plumes all over the place? Just so pretty. I picked up this one thinking it was an agate, but I think now that I have it washed off, it's just a rock. Here's one that's an agate though. Oh, look at the pretty outside of this, and you can tell that the inside is just filled with something. It might be ribbons, it might just be a solid piece of inclusion, but it's very, very dark on the inside. That's neat. Maybe cut that one open and cut it in half and see what happens. I'm going to put this one in my pocket. This is a piece of brecciated jasper, and I picked it up because most of this jasper breccia that I've found is an orange color, and this is a little bit more pink. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. Let's see what we can do with this. Just a cool flat piece of petrified wood. I love the ones that are kind of like boards. You can almost picture driving nails through them, but I think you wouldn't have very good luck. Here's another piece of petrified wood. This one is broken like wood does, and it must have been some kind of stick when it petrified, so that's pretty cool. This is a piece of banded shirt, I think. It's just kind of really a cool little swirly rock. And it's hard, so if you cut it and polished it. Here's another agate that has something secret and surprising. This is a piece of chalcedony. It's a piece of jasper and quartz, something I call quasper. But check this out. It's got a little fortification right there. Pretty. When we sell tumbling rocks, oftentimes people ask why there's not more jasper in the rocks. And I mean, we do try to include color in every single order, but what happens with jasper is that it doesn't break up into tiny little pieces. If you find jasper, it's often in big old chunks, so something like this is pretty unusual. Same with this one. It's an awful pretty piece, isn't it? My goal for this particular rock hunting trip was to kind of load up again on tumbling rocks because we were getting kind of low, and I was especially looking for jaspers because I know people love the colors. So I have a lot of little bitty stones for this one. This is kind of an interesting one. It's not dendrites exactly. It's not breccia, but it has all kinds of lines in it. It's just kind of neat. This one is kind of interesting. It's got a lot of swirling going on in there. It always makes me think, wow, you know what? Imagine what kind of forces were going on when these things formed. You know, what was it that caused all of this to mix and mingle like that? Here's another cool little jasper. Just got lots of stuff going on in there. Even some quartz on that side. That's neat. This is an agate that I found just kind of lying in the silt, and I was tickled to see this water line. These water levels, as some people call them, are formed when the silica just kind of slowly precipitates down from the water, and then the pressure and sometimes the heat causes it to harden, and then you get these lines. I just think they're really cool. This little piece of chalcedony is special because it has a little tiny stone wedged right into it. Could almost be a tooth, but I don't think so. It's just a tooth-like stone. Isn't that beautiful? I like it when they have weird little things like this. I also like it when they're just kind of random and weird. It's just like these polka dots. I'm sure it's some kind of crystal formation, but I just love it. Looks like an African okapi. Maybe, if I'm remembering right. This is kind of a neat piece of petrified wood. I wanted to show this to you because right here you can see how it is kind of blackened inside. And a lot of times when you find these, especially if they're not agatized, if you cut it, it's just completely black. And it feels like, oh my gosh, there's nothing there. But the lines, the grain of the wood is actually there. It's just kind of colored somehow. So if you soak it in bleach, it comes out and turns into, you can see the actual grain. It's a lot of work and it doesn't, you know, make it completely beautiful, but it's cool to see. I picked up this piece of petrified wood on my way out, and it's a big old stick. It's got to be maybe 10 inches long. Maybe more. Nah, it's probably about 10 inches. Anyway, I love it. I just love it. It's a cute little agate. Look at all those little dendrite spots. It's got some matrix here and here. Very cool. Polka dots. You can see they're actually little flowers. This piece of petrified wood has a really awesome grain. Take a look at all of the different kind of details. It's almost like a weaving or something. It's so intricate. Sometimes you get just, you know, plain old grain like this. But then, wow! Take a look at that. Oh my gosh, that is so gorgeous. Really cool. This little guy has a strange little leaf-looking thing in it. That's odd. I thought it was actually just a piece of grass, but it does not come off. This is pretty neat. It's just a piece of porphyry, but it's green-ish. Sometimes I pick up rocks just because they're unusual. This is absolutely kind of a quartzy chalcedony on the tip here. And then the rest of this is jasper, and I don't know what made this. It's fun though. This is a neat little piece of jasper. It's got some almost botryoidals in it. I've never seen botryoidal jasper, but this must have formed in some kind of a hole that had this kind of pattern. Whoops. It's kind of neat. This one's broken. This is another one that I thought was an agate, and I think it's not. I think it's just kind of a near agate. I'll put this another one we'll put in my pocket, and we'll cut it in half and see what's inside. This one almost looks like a fish. Getting to some smaller ones now. I like this one. That's very cool. See the crystals in the middle? And finally, this beauty. This is actually a really nice agate, a really nice fortification agate. I'm going to cut this one, I think, just across the face and polish it as a specimen, because I feel like it would be better as a specimen than to cut slabs out of it and make something out of it. So maybe I'll do both, because it's kind of long that way. So maybe I'll cut back to here for the specimen and then make something out of this. It's really pretty. I was so happy when I found this one. I didn't expect to. But you know what? My backpack got really heavy, even though I was just picking up small stuff. So I guess that's the way it goes. So many beautiful rocks. Just a reminder, the Heart for Rocks charity auction is scheduled for November 30th on this channel. Keep your eye out. Donations of items for the auction should be here by November 23rd. See the address in the description to see where to send them. See you there. Thanks for coming along on my little adventure. I've been feeling a little sorry for myself because of my computer mishap, and this really has made me feel a lot more cheerful. So thanks for putting up with me, and I hope you enjoyed the rocks, and I will see you soon. Thanks for coming along. This is Kate from Katie Did. Keep on doing.